Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, depending on where you are joining us from, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about the markets. Welcome back, guys. Happy Thursday, November 20th. Thursdays, which, I mean, I always joke about it when I do my videos, guys, but like every time I do them on Thursdays, I have to talk about red price action. This is, statistically speaking, the most like red day of the week on an average return basis. So Thursday thus far living up to reputation. But welcome, guys. I'm Storlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by a full casting crew today: Tucker, Jackus, Max, and of course Big Louie. We're going to cook for you guys today, discuss whether or not the Bitcoin bottom is in. If it's not in, where will it be in? We'll discuss things like Nvidia earnings, the continued relative strength for equities versus crypto, and obviously everything in between. But before we can do that, guys, before we can start discussing, like I said, Nvidia earnings, they did beat after all, but crypto does not seem to be following through in kind. We're going to need you guys to hit that like button for us. Let's run the likes up. We're getting towards the end of the week. I know, look, let's just run it up so I don't have to mention again on the show. I don't even want to have to think about soybeans today or really at any point this week. There's too much volatility going on in other markets. But all right. As far as the last like 24 hours of price action, the last like week or so, I mean, we've kind of just been in like this chop down on Bitcoin and most majors, I feel like, for the better part of the last week and a half. We haven't seen accelerated selling. We have seen weakness, especially on a relative basis against equities, but we really haven't seen any capitulation yet. Could this be a sign that the market's bottoming? Again, these are things that we'll discuss on today's show. There's certainly been quite a few people openly interested in trading Bitcoin since the range breakdown. We're going to have to talk about that on today's show. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin currently trading around $89,000. ETH deviated below 2,900 a few minutes ago. But I'm looking at things like BNB and Hype, and those are still holding up pretty well. So an interesting slate throughout crypto. Meanwhile, equity markets, Nvidia beats earnings. At one point, I think after hours was up about 7 to 8%. I want to say that was about what the odd, I hate to call them the odds makers, but that's effectively what these option market makers are now, right? I think the odds makers were effectively pricing in a 6 or 7% move higher on Nvidia. So we did that. We're selling off at open. What is going to happen next? Your guess is probably as good as mine. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. If equities go green to red, I think that would be somewhat telling as well. But how are we doing, guys? What are we thinking about the market? Do we have any thoughts on Nvidia earnings? Or do you have more thoughts about kind of crypto and what Bitcoin's doing right now?
Who wants to go?
It's decoupling.
Tucker, I think. I mean, this might
decoupling.
be you, bro.
Everyone wanted to decouple.
The decoupling we all wanted to the downside. Yeah. Yeah, I guess real quick, Nvidia beat earnings, huge gap up to 196. Seems they've decided that is unworthy and immediately sold it off all morning, so far at least. There was definitely some creative accounting going on from what I could tell, but nothing new there. It doesn't really matter. Looking around the rest of the market, selling off. Bitcoin, of course, selling off. It's Thursday. Yeah, I mean, pretty in line with what I've been looking for. I really don't see giant support or anything like that until there's a 7 handle, for being real. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Honestly, I think this whole area down here is going to serve as at least a pretty good bottom, temporary bottom, but that's a little distance away from here. You know, that's 12% away. So, you know, look at something like ETH. Holy shit! I mean, it's really shocking every time you pull up the chart. But I had a couple lines that I liked on ETH. One was right here, which did mark our local bottom yesterday. But it seems we set local bottoms every day now. So, you know, I think if we lose, this line right here, I think if we lose 2,900 really, you know, I think you're getting 24s. I don't really think there's a whole lot in between. You know, I think this is pretty darn thin, and you're just gonna do that. So, you know, not the hopium I'm sure some people were looking for, but yeah,
I think it just looks like it wants to roll over. Like if you go on H4, that's just like a perma sweep. At a certain point, it's not a sweep; it's just weakness.
Crying.
I remember this one from 2022, and it cascaded much lower. So, but yeah, I still think the best hope here for the space is that this shakeout plays out as quickly as possible.
yeah.
So like a mega nuke here, just get everyone out, and then hopefully you see some bit come back in. It's the people said positive Nvidia earnings. I think that doesn't matter much. This space, for whatever reason, could be something from the inside that you do not know. Maybe something broke on the 10 stance, right? Like those liquidations. Something probably broke. You cannot see it yet. Question is if you ever will be, but something definitely happened, and this market has decoupled now. And the Nvidia earnings, right? Like even during the correction in the tariff drop, Nvidia always, through the entire drop, Nvidia had good earnings. Through this entire Q1 drop, sub 90. Those positive earnings doesn't mean, like, they are very important for the longer term. Just like I think the fundamentals for the space are still positive, but when the risk is off, everything is going to fall. I think Nvidia, even on these earnings, can easily pull back here to like 160, 150, and I think crypto can be going down further.
Yeah, these are not bottom structures at all. On any given day, like crypto can find some legs, but when I look at the ETH chart and the Bitcoin chart, I mean everything, every I can cycle through like literally every chart, and I just don't, I don't understand. Like I can't find a good looking chart right now. Here, let me just Tommy it for just 1 second.
I'll touch upon it later, Yusuf.
Like so here's Bitcoin, right? I was talking about this morning with our community. Here's the yearly Bitcoin profile here. So your yearly open is where the volume profile starts, this blue line. So we got the yearly profile plus a VWAP with a +1, -1 standard deviation cloud. Bitcoin literally made a full rotation from value area high, yearly value area high, broke down to the value area low, which also just happens to be at the same level as the 2025 yearly open. So very, very significant level. Held it for 1 day. Couldn't even hold that level for like a week or two, right? And this morning, we were basically just sitting, between the -1 VWAP cloud yearly and the yearly open. And I'm like, guys, this is not a sign of strength here. Like, it's actually quite the opposite. This is not what a bottom looks like. This is controlled selling right here. A bottom looks like you see one giant whoosh, and then you start to see like, open interest gets flushed, funding will flip negative. It's like, and then I look at these as some more confluence. Like, here, let's look at Bitcoin SPX, right?
Bitcoin SPX still looks incredibly heavy. Like, I don't see this bottoming yet. We're not even at like we're not even done with our full rotation downward yet, and equities haven't even really dropped, if we're being honest. Like, equities are still holding. I was talking about this chart as well. This is the worst looking chart of them all. This is total 3. This is total 3 ES. I'll put it in log mode so it's a little easier to see. Total 3 ES, so shit coins in crypto, paired against the NASDAQ. Like, look at this chart. You know, and the NASDAQ hasn't even pulled back yet. You've clearly lost your cyclical trend. You're doing some sort of head and shoulders pattern here. So I'm like, why are people on X right now bragging about like leverage longing, you know, ghost chain L1 shitcoins, you know? Like, if you're like, oh, I'm an investor in some like project and I love this and I'm holding it for 10 years. Okay. But like posting your like Mexi, you know, like entry P&L card, you know, to share on X right now. I'm like, look at this. Like, look at the structure. Like, the NASDAQ hasn't even pulled back yet. And like, look at what's happening to the pair chart of, you know, shit coins versus the NASDAQ. And Tommy, you had mentioned like we need to talk about the amount of people that are openly interested in participating in leverage right now. There are quite a number of people that are interested in participating in buying this dip. But here's the catch. The catch is they appear to be longing it. So price has been going down, but yet they continue to long it. Curious. So, I mean, I can show the derivatives data. Like, I already have it pulled up from this morning. We were going over it in detail with our community. But like, here's the derivatives data, right? Like, I guess I can redo all my squiggles. I don't really need to, but here, I'll just redo them so we can do it together. Okay. One moment. Let me clear up all the squiggles. There are a few things that we see consistently as we approach high time frame bottoms. What we typically see is when a bottom is presenting itself, we will see a giant open interest rinse, like see open interest, the amount of people that are openly interested in positioning with leverage. We see a high time frame flush like this one, it's like 25% correction. Positions get wiped and then funding turns negative and you see a huge liquidation cascade. Let's look at this 30% correction that we had over here in August. Open interest climbing. It ends with a huge flush. See this? Controlled selling turns to cascade. And you did get quite a big liquidation event here. Nothing like over here in August or, you know, I guess October. Huge flush, negative funding. How about over here? Saw a huge open interest rinse. Price drops. You see negative funding. That indicates the bottom. Controlled selling turns to uncontrolled. Peak fear. Major liquidations. What are we seeing right now? Open interest since October 11th has gone straight up in a straight line, while price has gone controlled selling down. Again, this is from 112 to now 88. And that entire time we've seen positive funding.
That's so bad.
So
Like,
what scares me the most, unless this bottom is different, which I don't really think it is, what scares me the most is that we haven't had a climax. We've had controlled selling the whole time, but people are actively buying this dip on leverage right now.
Bragging on
They're
Mexi.
bragging. I mean, someone help me here. I'm genuinely concerned that, like, here's the big difference, right? So this correction here was a 30% drop from all-time high. This correction was a 30% drop from all-time high. Technically, they were both like a little bit more, 31 and 33. Okay. We are down from our all-time high 30%, but open interest is back at all-time highs or like cycle highs. and funding is still positive. The difference here was we had negative funding and an open interest wipe. We had 30% pullback, negative funding, OI wipe. We are seeing OI ramping with positive funding, and we're down 30%. What are we doing? What am I missing?
I don't think you're missing much.
The nuke.
We're just
Missing
missing
the nuke.
tail end.
All we need is
I
Satoshi
agree with
Wallet
you,
to wake up.
I was thinking about that this morning, Jackus. I was like, what would really spook the market? It'd be Satoshi moving coins. Not that I think that's ever going to happen, but I remember discussing that poly market bet randomly getting that action a few weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Max. The fact that we haven't seen more forced selling at this point is both surprising and I would honestly say a little bit concerning. Because we're talking about Bitcoin, which notionally already has like $34 billion of people openly interested in it. On top of TradFi, Treasury Company vehicles, and Sailor, which MicroStrategy is once again down 4 or 5% today. So I will say this about MSTR. I don't really know that it can keep selling like this. I mean, it's literally in like a parabola down at this point. Where is it going to bounce, if it's going to bounce? And at what point does Sailor have to start selling Bitcoin? I mean, some people will tell you that he doesn't have to do that, but if bondholders want to redeem their capital, and if you guys have looked at MicroStrategy convertible debt this week, it has been pretty volatile for convertible debt. We might see that position change.
I think
You also have the
MSTR
of course too. Sorry, Jack. I had to. I don't really buy that, but
I think MSTR can or will drop sub 100, and that's where it must find the bottom. Just like BTC, in my opinion, as I said, if you are gonna lose 100, I think you are going sub April lows. I think BTC needs to find the demand down there. Spikes are possible, which we discussed. Like you can get a liquidation. You can get a daily liquidation candle to basically zero. Like that doesn't matter, right? As long as like that would happen because there was simply no orders in the order book, but then it has to immediately spike back up to a fair value price. But I don't think you can be accepting beneath that 2024 reaccumulation. There was a wait, let me find it. Okay. One sec. If I think this is gonna be the fastest bear for BTC, I think it's either going to be the fastest or the longest, but I don't think it's gonna be the typical that you saw in the past. So what I mean by fastest, well, you still have lots of people who either were bullish like me before, but they failed to adapt to this changing condition of the market and are refusing to sell and are looking for bounce. Or you have people who were bearish, but then were like, oh, I'm gonna buy 98K or 96 or 95 or whatever weird level they found. And they bought in and are currently underwater or keep adding to those longs. This could spike down really quick and make people like as I said, I think the best way is if this like immediately nukes to like 70 and then the market can restart very quickly. I still think there is a good chance for bonds here though, from like 86 to 82. But then I still think lower. but the best one would be like immediately lower. So that's the fastest one. We didn't get a typical bull. This fastest one would be, untypical bear. It would be done pretty quickly. If you are going to start accepting sub, like let's say 55 generally, or like 50, right? But like sort of like sub 55, then this is going to be the longest, because at that point you are looking at you're looking at levels I don't even want to say.
Say them.
Because at that point, like if you're gonna get to sub 55, and again, you can spike down there, but if you're gonna accept sub 55K, then it's the same what I said here. If you're gonna lose 100 for whatever reason, it should like there is no level and you are going to reprice lower. Well, if you're gonna lose 55, then you're gonna reprice to way lower. Like maybe even capo targets from last cycle might get hit at that point, but we are not there yet. I think things will be okay. Fundamentals have once again never been better, and I still think this is some follow-up post the 10 stance or whatever happened.
The cycle ends with Capo being right.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, would it be considered really being right though? Like
It
Yeah.
would by CT. Because you're only as good as your last trade. Like it doesn't matter where you bought, like, right? Like you could have bought at $10 Bitcoin and you kept being bullish all the way up. Well, imagine you didn't sell now. Like you didn't sell the exact top, right? Like you're a fraud. You're bullish from the 10, but hey, you didn't sell, 126.200. You're a fraud. So Kappa would be right.
You didn't sell right here, Jackus?
You're a fraud. Kappa was right.
yeah. And a lot of the people that were bearish, like we're looking for these levels that we're trading around now. And that's something we talked about for a long time. More me and Jackus were like, yeah, this is kind of the last stand here when we're bouncing around 100K. Needed to see that hold. But we were both saying, like, if we lose 100K, like those bears that want like that 90, 95, 88K target, whatever the targets they were looking at, like you're going to be buying much lower. You're going to be buying and you're going to, not have a fun time, because if you do lose 100K, we're coming a lot lower. And that's what we're seeing now. Like a lot of those bears that were, thought they were being cute and smart. Like, oh yeah, I'll get my 95K bids filled, and then we'll recover right back to all-time highs. Like, no, it's not really how it works. Like once you got that weekly market structure break from our January highs, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And we're starting to see that now. And Max showed the OI. Like people are still trying to long this. I was one of them. I can't deny it. I was hanging on by a thread. This is a multi-year long, swing trade for me. I have, the way I trade, I had to give it some wiggle room. The same way I gave it wiggle room at the April lows, the same way I gave it wiggle room at the September lows back in 2024. But once we lost 100K, that weekly market structure break, that's not something to take lightly, right? So, and now we're seeing these lower targets, and people are still longing, right? Because I don't think they realize the extremity of what happened with that weekly bearish market structure break. So, yeah, I think lower until we start seeing less OI build up, more capitulation. And what's really worrying is equities. To me, that's been the factor where, if we were sitting at 100K, losing it slightly, and equities looked super strong, I would say, okay, maybe there's some hope. But equities look like they are stalling out. I think that Nvidia earnings yesterday gave a lot of investors a sense of false hope, in my opinion. I think that Nvidia beating earnings was a trap. gave investors a sense of false hope. You saw a big gap up today. That's pretty much all given back already in the equity markets. I just don't think the Nvidia earnings is enough to kind of stop and give the S&P and the high cap indices more juice when we're already starting to see them roll over. So until equities capitulate or somehow gap up to new all-time highs, which is something we've seen in the past, right? You can't look past it. And until we see the Russell trying to go back for all-time highs, something I was talking about a lot. We were trying to break all-time highs. We failed once again. Until we start seeing that again, it's very difficult for me to be max like risk on, especially in this asset class. So with all those things being said, it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good. I mean, I'm sure we're close to the local bottom, but yeah, it's I'm glad I was patient and didn't chase the pump, that 20-hour pump we saw.
Oh no, I didn't realize I had this drawn.
Nvidia went red for about a minute earlier today. So you want to talk about behavior tendencies kind of changing?
How many times
what?
Oh, sorry. I think we were just lagging there. My fault. Keep going.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, how often have we seen Nvidia earnings cause equities to just keep chugging higher? And in this instance, they've basically completely retraced. If Nvidia closes the day red, then, like what more do you really need to see that equities are potentially at a trend shift that we've seen communicated ahead of time through crypto? And this is always how it goes, man. Crypto communicates the trend shift way sooner than equity markets because it's a more liquidity sensitive sector of the market. People will always, I mean, in each instance, people talk about the equities relative strength against crypto. And every time, if this is how it's going to play out, right, we're talking about a catch-up trade in equities that most people just ignore. I don't know. I'm surprised Nvidia is about to go red, though. I can't say that I was expecting the whole move to get retraced in a day.
Yes, you were.
I mean, I have texts from last night that say otherwise.
I literally just sent you guys a bunch of bear memes yesterday.
Yeah.
This is exactly the thing that I was discussing earlier, is that there is lots of people who, and I don't mean in a bad way towards you, but lots of people like couldn't accept the fact that the market gotten bearish, right? And both things happened to the upside. Like when the market started to rally from April lows, like lots of people were out this entire time. Like they didn't get in. They were looking for a pullback too long. It didn't happen. And price went to 126. Right now, it's still higher, BTC. But the same thing is happening vice versa. When we were losing that 100K level, there is so many people who are still in and are looking for that bounce. And as I said, and there is also lots of people, as Max pointed out, on the funding side of things that are like trying to brag with their, MEXC futures long. And we know what the liquidity on MEXC is. So you can like guess the size. But
how can you brag?
The reality is that lots of people are trying to long this to try to brag. And lots of people are still holding it, waiting for the bounce. But there is a good case that the bounce might not come. Like I'm looking at a logical region of 86 to 82, but I wouldn't be jumping in front of this train. I would wait for at least some confirmation before doing so, because all of these people can really get cleansed out below April lows. That's where like people will start truly panicking and selling large chunks of spot. And in this way, the mini bear could be way quicker. And then
that would be the best thing, Jackus. We keep talking about this, but like the slow, controlled selling, like one, it needs to stop. Two, if we get a huge flush where you see Bitcoin down 50% from its all-time high, or ETH down 65% from its all-time high, and you see open interest reset and you see funding turn negative, then we can talk about a huge recovery rally. New all-time highs, I'm not so sure yet, but then we can talk about a recovery, right? But as of right now, man, like this is a very ominous picture. Like I already went over the derivatives data, and like people are longing this on leverage right now. Like they are, since 110, they've been shoving this thing on leverage, and we've seen controlled selling the whole time. This is not how bottoms form. Bottoms form when like you see the whoosh, you know? So whether that whoosh takes you down to 69 or 84, I don't know. But there's no whoosh yet. This is controlled selling that's probably about to give out soon. Because when you look at equities, right, we had Nvidia kind of scam pump crypto after the New York session closed yesterday. Bitcoin caught a 4.5-5% rally from the low of yesterday. Immediately upon the open, Nvidia sells off, fills in the gap, crypto U-turns. What's left to prop this market up? All you have is a bunch of apes trying to long on leverage right now. And it's actually pissing me off because they're just making it worse. Like, I can't believe like the gusto that these guys have and the confidence that like they're going to step in and like shove this drop on leverage with these conditions.
Time to do
I don't
that
know.
with 100K.
I mean, it's always a balance, right? Like, I think lots of people were, for example, trying to long in April, but they had their bids at. So like, there is always a balance. Either you're getting front run, or you're getting run through, right? People got heavily front run in April lows because they kept telling me, 70, 65K. And the market front run that and pumped way harder. They did not manage to get in. Price rallied to 126K. And then there was a higher time frame support that we had here. And once again, people were like, I'm going to buy at 98K. And I said, like, that level doesn't make much sense to me. I myself was bullish. You guys know that. I saw that, and I still think that lots of the data and fundamentals and TA was telling me higher. But regardless, we had a great reaction there, but that level failed to hold. And from that point of view, you did not want to really be buying 98K, because if you do that, well, you can do that, but you surely are going to love it at 88 or 78 or 68, because at that point, once again, you've broken down below like one of the most powerful psychological levels of 100. You're breaking the structure. You're breaking all the trends, right? At certain point, it's no longer a correction within a bull market, but it flips. So that needs to be taken into account.
Yeah. The last line of the sand was 100K to do that. I was one. Took my L, and then I stopped there. And I'm glad, because we've fallen a lot lower. And like Max said, I think a lot of the I think there's just a lot of people that want to try to dunk on people that were bullish near the highs and trying to full shove here, and now they're getting wrecked. And everyone's been getting wrecked along the way, right? Anyone could say what they want. They could post. Bears and bulls have both gotten wrecked for the past couple months. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I've been watching the low time frames price action for a long time. You could have the most pristine short entry and you get stopped out before the move happens. Same with longs. Everyone's just been getting wrecked. No one's having fun. Bag holders getting wrecked, traders getting wrecked, bulls, bears. It's just been a massacre in this market.
And then there is Winter Mute trying to tell you that there are no new market entrants and it's liquidity drying out.
Well, Jackus, you know why they're able to do that?
I know they're delta neutral.
They're delta neutral.
Wink, wink.
You know what's funny about that actually is, that synthetics trading competition with a bunch of like CT influencers recently.
Yeah. Dude, didn't they all get wrecked, or most?
They basically all got wrecked, and Evgeny, I'm pretty sure, was one of the highest P&Ls, and he just ran a delta neutral strategy the whole time. I wish I was joking.
Oh my god.
Something that literally sounds like an SNL skit, but I promise they were running a delta neutral strategy in a trading competition. Like, that's just so on brand.
And
Well, the
you're
one
saying-
guy, the one dude in first place, like he was there for 3 weeks and then he just randomly
Liquidated
liquidated
himself.
it.
That's what I saw. What
That's
happened?
what I'm saying. Like even like there are people that are like doing great and then just liquidating themselves. Like this market has been insane.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude, I
will
saw
say
that like Degen Ping was up like a couple $100,000 and then got liquidated or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tate got
Keyboard Monkey
liquidated.
got super tilted and ended up like going from up 300 or 400K to down 200K somehow or something like that. I will say though, it's like the competition incentivizes risk taking because only first place gets to go home with the prize money. There's no,
And it's not their money. Yeah.
so you kind of got to swing for the fences, which is why basically most of them all got liquidated. But I did feel like I had to include that part when we're talking about the competition.
This market will easily put you on tilt if you're over trading.
Yes. Yes.
Now, for the bullish side, guys, obviously not there yet right now, but I think it's worth watching right now because we see alts that are, maybe not like in terms of percentage, right, because of their market caps, but we see alts that do remain to be stronger in terms of structure to Bitcoin or even ETH right now. And I believe if they manage to keep doing that, you kind of want to wait for BTC, right, to do its thing, to stop out the people it needs to. But after that, I believe these will be one of the first to rally.
Sorry, what was that last part? What's gonna be the first to rally? You said
The alts that are holding really strong right now, those that are not really like doing any more downside. The best thing you want to see from alts is holding through this dip.
I mean,
And
I agree.
dude, we look at hype all the time, and it's like I actually can't believe that it's holding up as well as it has been.
Max, we joked about this, I think, yesterday, but like, what if this entire drop is just CZ trying to take down hype, but he cannot do that?
But he just can't make it budge. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. Everybody likes to say that things like that don't happen. I mean, actually, that's not true. I feel like most people are kind of in agreement that things like that do happen. But rewind 4 years ago, like FTX would still be around. I think they had problems, but like they got carted out by somebody. Okay. He caused a bank run on an exchange token. That's what killed FTX ultimately. Okay.
Wait, but FTX didn't hold any of their Bitcoin, so
FTX was doing other things, right? They for sure. But
and they were like, I think FTX did this to themselves, right? It was like
they
going
left
after
themselves
a shark
vulnerable.
when you are a small fish, and then the shark is like, you know what, fuck you, right?
Yeah.
Like, but that doesn't make the shark any different. It was a shark, but like FTX was trying to go after Binance. They didn't hold their Bitcoin. I mean, they deserved what happened to them. The people did not deserve it, but FTX, there is nothing to justify them in my eyes.
I agree with that, but they were very clearly carted out, but
They're hyper gambling.
they allowed themselves to be in that position of vulnerability because they were doing the wrong things. But I'm just saying, like, this is a guy that he's a killer, man. And I don't say that necessarily in like a negative way. I don't really care. Like, let's just not pretend like he wouldn't try to do something like that, to Hyperliquid, which is stealing, probably a lot of money from them. So
Is this Bitcoin whales dumping on Wall Street?
What, Bitcoin selling off?
Like we've seen a lot of the Bitcoin like OG Oracle whales like unloading, right? I think we've seen a lot of that. Like, is this like a big fuck you from the Bitcoin whales to Wall Street, who are trapped, which a lot have bought at the highs?
I mean, in a way, Louis, it's kind of beautiful if that actually was the case.
whole
If you
plan
think
all
about
along,
why
right?
these Bitcoin OGs got into Bitcoin in the first place,
Yeah.
it was the antithesis of the regime that we have now, right? So I look at it and I'm like, how epic would it be for the first time in history that like everyday retail, like at the time, normal guys, now they're billionaires, actually dump on the bankers' heads rather than the bankers dumping on them, right? I mean, you hate to see crypto going down, but at the same time, it's kind of like, that is epic, you know? Like, that's epic. The bankers,
Trojan
they've never
horse.
lost. They don't lose, right?
Yeah, bit of a Trojan horse move, if that's the case.
What if Satoshi
I mean,
dumps now?
Just nukes it.
Dude, if that happens, we're going to zero. Let's not even entertain that. No, I feel like there's just been this consistent underestimation of how much ancient whale selling could take place, even by myself, man. I can't believe that we've seen as much sell pressure from these like ancient entities with as BNB might be selling off.
The dormant.
Who was that? Who's alert?
That was
You know,
me,
like
sorry.
all the dormant wallets waking up this cycle. Every day it felt like there was another,
Yep.
you know, wallet, you know, with cost basis of like $10,000 from 2011 wakes up, you know.
Started
oh,
like in
shit,
July.
Yeah.
Started in July.
And then I think it was kind of coped to be like, oh, it was quantum computing solving the keys, you know. And it's like, nah, that was just some guy that was like, fuck this, I'm out of the market. I'm worth $5 billion, you know.
Unfortunately, if you didn't turn $10 into $10 million buying Bitcoin at a few cents, you're just not going to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I should have been mining Bitcoin when I was in middle school.
You were wasting your
I fucked
time at
up.
recess.
Yeah.
Bunch of chumps, man. You should have figured it out. Skill issue.
Skill issue.
Me, I was mining Bitcoin at recess. Yeah.
You know what I was doing?
Strapping Hawk onto
Call
a
of Duty.
dynamite.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was playing COD. Too much COD.
This is what I was doing at the time.
I heard the new COD is just god awful.
I heard that as well. Yeah, dude, I haven't played COD, so
Yeah, I haven't played. I haven't opened up my Xbox in I don't know how long. It might be time though. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Just sitting around waiting for the market to bottom.
Who knows what this map is right here?
Oh, what's the name of it?
I remember it. I just don't remember
I
the
don't-
name, but I remember the map.
Tommy?
What is that? COD 4?
Yeah, what map?
I mean,
I
let your autism out. Let's see it. What's
I
the
didn't
name?
play COD 4, man. I didn't play COD 4.
Tommy, is that my generation and not yours?
That is your generation, man. I missed COD 4 by probably like 2 years.
But wait.
yeah,
What I
It's
need to hear,
overgrown.
Tucker,
It's
did you
overgrown.
play this one on PC or console?
Yeah, Groovy gets it. Console, bro.
Xbox 360.
Yeah, Xbox 360.
Oh my god!
Xbox 360 was legendary.
Yeah.
Jackson
It had a little
Warfare
Wi-Fi
2,
router on the back.
battle in the
online.
Xbox Live chat.
I played a lot of Modern Warfare 2 on Xbox 360, and it was some of the best time ever,
Yeah.
honestly.
Should we start it because gaming
Yeah,
until the
probably.
market bottoms?
But only play like games from 10 to 15 years ago, and we were all like prime,
Yes.
you know, in that era.
Halo 3.
Yeah.
There is not a worse crime than playing shooter on a console.
You're
I
a
would
real
ne-
gamer then, Jack.
I never did the PC.
This is yeah,
Oh yeah,
true as well. Yeah.
we were building custom Halo maps.
Yeah.
rather than-
Halo 3, the
Yeah.
custom whatever. Yeah.
You know what's funny is we all went from playing like fun video games to just getting destroyed in crypto.
Literally. Crypto has been like my video game for the past 8-9 years.
Time to
I
grow
really
up, start making money. Whoosh. It's gone. Where is the whoosh? I feel like we're about to have a whoosh. Like, look at
feel
this
like
big
Come when that
BNB.
week is.
Equities are flipping
That's-
completely red.
Brother, that's because you didn't go on a summer job to buy your own PC. You had parents to buy it for you.
Yes, we do trade equities.
Is it too
Brad,
much
you gotta,
to ask?
Brad, you gotta
for-
get in the Discord, bro. I see you here all the time. You gotta get in there. We trade a lot of equities.
Should we
think
run a Black
you're
Friday
right.
sale and just
Yeah.
make it super juicy because everyone's down so bad?
Yeah, probably.
It's like People
I
always
close off
ask
the
if we
Discord
cover.
and just make it tight and epic, but it's fine.
I think we're mid whoosh right now. Low key. At least looking at BNB, I'd like to see this.
People
Is it too
asking
much to
if we
ask
cover-
for a
Jesus,
69K
I hate this
Bitcoin
lag.
today?
Yes.
Today,
Today.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too much to ask for.
And let me just show you something. Actually,
I'm
Tucker.
joking, kind of.
That's a big move.
So
I think we can gap down before the end of the week.
I hope, honestly, it's best case scenario. Just fucking whoosh it.
Tucker, do me a solid here, real quick, okay? Can you help me out with something?
What?
Can you pull up Bitcoin on the daily time frame? And then pull up a chart to the right of it.
How about
And then
to the
pull
left?
up IBIT. Okay, daily time frame on both. Put standard RSI below both. Because I want to show you guys something. IBIT's daily RSI is not even below 30 yet. Is that daily time? Okay, maybe it actually just did pop below 30. I was just looking at it.
Yeah.
But Bitcoin's is actually lower than IBIT's. Wait, hang on a second. Why? I swear I just looked at mine and it was. Wait, no, dude, mine is different. What are you looking at?
This is IBIT. Daily?
Why is mine different than yours?
You adjust.
What?
Do you have a just on or something, Max?
My daily RSI is no, bro, no.
Where's
Why?
your daily RSI?
Wait, let me show you mine. Hang on.
Alternate realities. Whoa.
Look at this. Look at IBIT daily time frame.
Yours says NASDAQ. Hang on. Yours says NASDAQ. Mine says NASDAQ. What the hell? What's your
Here's my
price?
settings. They're standard settings.
What's your price? 49.15?
49.16.
Okay.
Why is my daily RSI
linear?
here and yours is? Go to your settings on yours. Do you have like wait for time frame close, or is yours like
14 RSI close?
I mean, here, just reset to default.
Yeah,
Go on
I
here,
have-
go defaults, reset settings. Oh wait, why did mine just readjust then? What did I have different?
It's the matrix.
Wait, I didn't even change anything.
We're whooshing.
It's because we're whooshing, brother.
It's 'cause we're whooshing.
Okay, never mind then. Forget what I was about to show you because I was looking at IBIT. I don't know why mine was different. Maybe you just had to reload it or something, but
The VIX has made new weekly highs, boys. They crushed it like 20% in a day.
Yeah, I saw
We're
that.
already back at the highs.
I knew that Nvidia earnings yesterday was a trap. I just had that feeling, man.
Jesus, it's gonna spike.
Just victory lapping everywhere. Everyone trying to dunk on all the bears. I was like, that's a false sense of hope.
This is the UVixie. So,
The structured products, man, when those start to get bid, then you know that like the move is probably more legit.
so here's the thing: is like Bitcoin. I still feel like this is controlled selling though.
yeah.
Yes, I would agree.
Like where
I wonder, like, when does that change though? Because we've just had this controlled sell-off for like minus 20% from the range lows. Like, when do people actually start to become forced sellers?
I don't.
What's Sailor's liquidation? Does he have one?
First sellers up April lows.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Does Sailor have a liquidation, like literally, or no?
I don't think there's like a literal liquidation price, but there are ways that the common can be sent to Hades.
Then where does that Bitcoin go? Because it doesn't evaporate.
I think the most bullish case for MicroStrategy Bitcoin is that like MicroStrategy stock gets wrecked and the government seizes the Bitcoin. But
That's what I'm thinking. Like, does the U.S. government just seize that Bitcoin, add it to the balance sheet?
I really don't think there's a way that he's losing that Bitcoin. I think he'll lose the company if anything, but like there's no way that man did not plan for some like MSTR exodus where like the company gets liquidated or something, but the Bitcoin is still. I think that was kind of always his plan, truthfully. Like, he didn't care about the company, man, like, at all. He cares about Bitcoin. I would find it hard to imagine that, like, somehow Bitcoin would be sacrificed to save, like,
Yeah,
the operational business.
he will sacrifice MSTR to keep his Bitcoin.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like, I
but
just
isn't
don't.
Bitcoin
I don't see that Bitcoin getting
technically
liquidated.
MicroStrategy. It's not his. The Bitcoin's MicroStrategy. It's not his. I mean, I'm sure he has his own stash, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Sailor top the 2000 tech bubble too?
Jesus, synchronicities.
He can't be stopped.
Are we sure this guy isn't like a CIA agent?
Yeah, he could be a patsy, man. He could be a patsy.
I think all he had to do was just not buy any more Bitcoin after this bear market, the last bear market, and have his entry at like 30K and then just sit there forever, you know?
Then we would go back to 30K. This way we only go to 60.
Dude.
So Sailor's entry price is 74 right now, his average price. I feel like that level's getting tested on this drop. at some point.
74.
Yeah, like that. There might be some.
That's a level I like.
It's 74.1 right now.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be kind of an obvious, like, he's going to get his first stress test of this cycle.
Man, I think the forced selling is going to start when BNB breaks that 10-10 wick.
Wow, S&P almost down 1%.
It's close. BNB's close. Oh man.
S&P went from being up almost 2% on the day to red, almost 1%.
I'm picturing that video of the guy in 2008, like, screaming about, he's like narrating the selling that's occurring.
I know what you're talking about. I think
Yeah.
it was 2013. I have the clip, or I used to have the clip bookmarked.
Yeah, he's like screaming. He's like, "Oh, we're trading it
79.
799." It's that. Yeah.
Perfect.
I had to.
I gotta find that clip. It's
That one gets me every time, man.
79s are trading. Is it 2011 or 2015?
Can you put in the 1 minute chart on Bitcoin?
Yeah, do we need the Agger or what?
Maybe like 5 minute.
Give me harder
on
battles.
BTC. On BTC.
Oh, what BTC? Forgot I was. Oh man.
Sheesh. Yeah. Sheesh. Free red light therapy for everyone.
Well, I do not know who needs to hear this, because I know that there are still people who kept holding all this way down. I mean, the worst thing you can like this is no easy situation, right? You know how it works. You're gonna sell here, the bonds will come and they will make you buy back in at 90K before rugging it again.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to hold, and the price were to nuke sub April lows immediately, then the best thing to do is just sit on your hands and walk out. In 2020 during COVID, I was live there during the very dip. That was probably the scariest dip that I've seen, because I was kind of like, at that point, people don't remember, but BitMEX was the main exchange back then, and it had to hold trading, and there was only like, I believe, like 500K left in the order book, down towards zero. You can even see it on the if you were able to go back on that chart on a 1 minute chart on BitMEX, then you would see it there where the price was like sideways because it was halted. The market usually recovers. It's still finite asset class, it could get really scary if this dip were to come. Once again, if it were to come, close it, sit on your hands. The worst thing you can do, and many people did this, is that they sold the COVID lows. They were then bearish all the way up to 12K. Then from 12K, it dropped to 10. They sold it again after the rebuy at 12, and then they missed the bull market. That was the reality of it. Once again, you want to be winning on the longevity side of things. If you held through this, and again, if you decide to keep holding through this, you must be able to sit on your hands.
Looks like we're back. You're getting long 86.6 and on, you're not going to make it.
I'm not even seeing price went that low. Oh, no. On Bitstamp, it did.
I mean, bro, the fact that equity,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
the fact that equities
Was
just,
that?
the fact that equities just U-turned in the way that they did, and we've seen controlled selling for, dude, look at that, and we've seen controlled selling for crypto. I'm like,
Wow.
I mean, there's something wrong here, you know.
As I said too, by the way, maybe it is entirely over because like the market being the all-known being as it is, maybe like the markets know that, you know, Trump will nuke China and maybe it's nukes coming in. The market just knows it ahead. I hope not, but like, you know, there could be something cracking. We'll see.
Well, that's something's gotta. I think something's gonna happen. But the question is, do they? I mean, obviously, war is war. I don't know. If something in like the market or the economy breaks, like, are they just gonna run back the COVID playbook? Turn the money printer on, you know, cut rates even more.
Now, I obviously was like crazy about that. You know, I'm just trying to say that the markets oftentimes precede some news that will drop later on, whatever that may be.
Right. Yeah. The question is, coming out of this, and let's get real here for a second. Coming out of this, do we like buying Bitcoin or do we like buying altcoins?
Well,
good question.
Bitcoin is always the number one, but I think that I think it's important to watch few that are holding strong. And as we discussed, you know, I'm not sure if Tom is around. I suppose that alarm was on him, but I'm not sure who was that.
I don't know what
He's
that
okay.
was.
Sound like a fire alarm.
But listen, I have this theory still that I think BTC had sub April lows, but I think ETH could hold them. And if that's the case, then the recovery could be much faster than on alts. After all, we didn't really see any outperformance on the broader scheme or broader scale this cycle yet. This might really turn out to be like not really a bear, just a very, very quick and scary flush.
Yeah.
And that's something that needs to be taken into account too. I still think that fundamental, like, again, if you're going to look back to 2022, right, ahead of the bear market, like you had alts pumping, you know, tens of thousands %. You had euphoria in the market. You had, you know, BTC going parabolic and really into extreme greed, overbought levels on many metrics, right? Could it go higher? Yes, sure, but you know, it was already like high enough. Then you were going into the highest or like into an environment of the highest inflation in 60 years alongside well articulated rate hikes by the Fed. Like that's way different situation that what you have right now. If you're gonna look at BTC and stuff, where is that, right? Like where is that inflation? Where are the rate hikes, right? Where is companies like Luna imploding? You don't really see that.
I'm alive.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And one thing we haven't seen, right? We didn't see, and again, this could be changing, and I think you have to be very selective moving forward as to what altcoins you do buy. But we never saw the altcoin market really do anything, right? We haven't seen the Russell trading the price discovery. We haven't seen that part of the cycle. We haven't seen altcoins do anything significant just yet. We've had glimmers, pop offs here and there. And for that reason, for those reasons, I agree with Jackus. I think it's not going to be your usual, year-long downtrend, year-long reaccumulation, and then exit of a bear market. I would agree that I think it's going to be a shorter-lived thing. But, I think for that to happen, we just need to rip the Band-Aid off and just see this thing capitulate across the board. And then
I'm really just trying to figure out if we get some bounce here in the mid 80s or if we just keep selling and we take out that April low, and really do this thing. Do you guys have any real thoughts on it?
I think it makes more sense again. Like something definitely cracked out, because again the fundamentals are really, really good. The price action was too. Something had to crack down. Now you have lots of people who simply fail to adapt to the break of structure sub 100k, and so you have two people. You have people still holding, hoping this bounces back, or you have people who thought they are going to get clever by buying 90s. Where is their stop loss right now? Or where do they, it doesn't have to be stop loss necessarily. Most people don't have it anyway. Where do they start to log in onto their exchange and panic sell? It could very well cascade down, in my opinion. Lots of people waiting for a bounce up to get out. I still think it makes sense. Like technically that makes sense to bounce from 86 to 82. But there's also lots of exposed people out there.
I just don't really see the panic right now. I don't know where it is, but I don't know. I'm not seeing the...
I think panic hits once equities really start to puke, because that's kind of what's been holding up. And I think there's a lot of complacent investors in the stock market, just complacent, not even thinking about downside. And I think that was very much shown on the Nvidia earnings yesterday. Mass amounts of false hope, I think, in that, trying to dunk on bears, stuff like that. I think the panic starts to settle in when the equity markets really start to roll, if they are going to roll, which they look like they are. So,
man, we are going to have a nasty candle on Bitcoin when the 3-day goes into oversold territory.
I told you, bro. I told you the 3-day. I told you this 3-day on ETH was going to end up at like 2,500, which would have to be by the end of today. Like, I really think you're inside of this candle right here. Damn it, hang on.
Oh, there goes the VIX.
I know you don't think it's 2021, but this has been pretty damn good blueprint so far.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, the 3-day on the Bitcoin RSI right now is below 30. It's at 29.
It's edging.
Yeah, it's at 29.
So you're thinking that the next 3-day is going to be
We haven't
The
had a
ugly one.
3-day under 30 since June of 22.
If the
July.
next 3-day candle is red, it's going to be very red.
I mean, this is
This is why I say I think that it's probably better for the market to just immediately nuke sub 74, because we are heavily oversold and in extreme fear, like and all of that. But if you are going to get a bounce from here, then it's gonna get only more dragged, and there is even more reason to go lower afterward. Probably the best still is a straight nuke down.
I mean, would it make sense to retest 69K, which is the previous cycle all-time high, which never got a perfect retest after we truly flipped it?
Yeah, I think that's on the table. Now, I wouldn't want to see those lost. I wouldn't want to see the highs from the 2021 cycle be lost, and like that
No,
8-month
dude,
consolidation.
absolutely not.
Yeah,
If that happens, it is over.
Yeah, this was the cycle peak for Bitcoin, like the life cycle peak, And Bitcoin truly was a Trojan horse to take down Wall Street.
Self-destructing bomb.
Bruh, Zcash is up 15% today.
How is that even possible, man? Are we just inversely correlated to Zcash, man? Is it like a flight out of Bitcoin into Zcash from whales?
That's
It
what
seems
people
like
keep saying. That's what everyone's saying.
I actually think there's quite a bit of validity to that statement at this point.
Is it the new Bitcoin?
What is Monero doing?
it's not really following Zcash, unfortunately.
That's crazy to me.
no.
It's only Zcash.
Monero is like the on-chain coin that has a good holder base, but no KOLs to to CTO it.
I think Monero. Well, I think it's a good longer term thing, but shorter
like
term,
the record.
the problem is that Monero is like Zcash is on exchanges, right? Like you can trade Zcash on Binance. You cannot do that with Monero. Monero is not on Binance, and on other centralized exchanges. And I think that's why you see Zcash here being pumped so much. One of the reasons, not the only one.
Why is privacy pumping so hard? I mean, I think it's for a myriad of reasons, but I couldn't really like boil down one singular reason as to why privacy in general has got a bid.
Oh my.
Non-sovereign wealth is becoming increasingly scarce, I would say, because Bitcoin's not really like non-sovereign anymore. Like we are directly, unfortunately, correlated to equities and market liquidity.
Holy shit. We're whooshing. Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Give me a 7 handle. Give me a 7 handle.
Jeez.
Tommy, have you looked at Hood?
I have looked at HUD.
I just checked and my contracts are starting to move, brother. I didn't even realize. Forgot I took those
contracts, bro.
No,
It's actually
dude, I bought
like
the right contracts, Tucker.
it's wild.
I'm up 250% on my contracts already.
Wow. You'd already be in the money if you bought my contract.
Don't need to be in the money. They were mispriced, brother.
They were mispriced.
I sold mine for like a 40% win.
Louis Poop Stick, come on.
That was before I flipped. That was before I.
Remember, you're
joined the
Louis
winning
Poop
side.
Stick now. We bet on meat sticks to the downside.
I know.
Okay?
Yeah. Inverse is a poop stick.
Inverse fibs. Negative 1618.
Wow, Nvidia's
Yep.
down 2.5%.
Look like Dan Pena up there putting out a poop stick.
Do you think Fed will cut now in December?
Well,
I
they don't
was-
look at the markets, Jackus, right?
I was telling Tucker yesterday, or we were talking about it, I think after market check, Jackus, like if you want like a shot in the dark downside bet, you bet on 50 basis point cut in December.
On Polymarket, you can bet on it. The current,
50%.
the current, like, listen, at the start of October 28th, right, which is like 20 days ago, more or less, the bets were set on 90% that it will be, a typical 25 BPS. And for no change, there's been only 6%, and that's been constantly repricing until yesterday. For no change being 76%, right? So it was 6 before and now 76. And the decrease by 25 was at 90, and now it's only at, it went down to 22. Now it's repricing immediately. The 50% basis point cut is only, even right now, at 1.4%.
1.4%.
The
That
50
seems
is at
mispriced.
1.4%.
That seems mispriced. Like we overcorrected.
Wow, look at that Nvidia candle. Wow.
This is what I'm talking about right here. Okay, hang on. This is what I'm talking about right here. All right. Okay. This is what's annoying.
86, guys. 86K.
Sheesh.
Nearly. Not there yet, but give it a minute.
Why? the hell?
Bitcoin trading like it has unlimited supply.
That
The dev
truly
is
reminds
rugging. The dev is rugging.
Look at this
that
guy.
reminds me truly of the video of like that guy. He was like 28 cents, 27 cents.
Look at this complete garbage, dude. What is this?
We're bottomed.
They're bidding ETH before they're bidding Bitcoin. That sounds
Well, look at that. That's why I brought up earlier. Like, do we think it's better when this is all said and done to buy altcoins or Bitcoin? If you look at ETH BTC, it looks kind of ready to put in a move to the upside. Bitcoin dominance looks topped. Like, coming out of the bear market, it's very clear that you should have only really owned Bitcoin and played a little bit in altcoin land, but mostly Bitcoin. Coming out of this, whatever this is and however it ends, like the last thing people are going to want to do is buy altcoins, and that might be the move. The right ones, though. The right ones. Like
There is a like food for thought, right? Like everyone's giving up on Bitcoin. Like retail won't be buying Bitcoin because it doesn't give them the returns that they need. OGs are dumping Bitcoin, right? And then Wall Street is now bidding ETH because hey, it has that sweet yield. So you're like, yeah.
I did see the announcement, right? Was that yesterday about BlackRock filing for the staked ETF, ETH ETF?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we needed that like 2 months ago. Instead, we got this. But yeah, ETH ETF, ETH stake ETF going live. You're gonna have all of these altcoin ETFs finally going live. Maybe we start to see the Russell do its thing. That's the only bright side coming out of this, because you can make a lot back. Like even if you were late, like even someone like me, like I kind of cut my loss at around 100K Bitcoin. Like you can make a lot back in altcoins, compared to Bitcoin if you play it right. If we get a massive reversal. So always better to kind of fight, live to fight another day, no matter how bad it may seem.
I agree with that. Hey, Tucker, can you do me a favor and pull up just the Bitcoin like daily to weekly chart, like a higher time frame Bitcoin chart?
You could just pull up my background instead.
Yeah, we can. Can you draw a horizontal line on like the the consolidation bottom from April. Like, see the range high of that structure? The range high, not the low. Like, it kind of seems like we're not really holding there, especially if you draw it to the wick, you know, like the actual, like yeah, right there. Kind of seems like we're not getting much of a reaction from the level everybody wanted to buy.
Let's see where the kind of the point of control is. 84.
I do remember that, Franco. I remember fading the eventual rally. Of course, I didn't partake in the 5X rally, but I caught the short. That's pretty on brand for me.
What do you guys think of Tron?
I actually haven't looked at Tron in a while.
Tommy.
I was looking at it like last week, but it's been very quiet. There hasn't really been much going on that chart for a few weeks.
That was a nice trade. I gave all the money back on.
There is no
Well,
second best.
You didn't go negative, so you.
I did it. I did it.
It looks like ETH with lower beta from the highs.
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels like it's gonna puke. I feel like a lot of these altcoins do have a catch up whoosh.
Activate technological unemployment.
I had Chipotle last night. It was delicious. I've been on a huge Chipotle kick lately. Been putting steak in my burritos. Ooh.
Brother, you need to study the horse burrito. All right.
Gotta eat bowls during the day and dinner. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke.
Wait, you guys can afford food?
Ketchup sandwiches, Louis.
Yeah.
Dude, BNB looks so bad here. Look at this. I'm Tommying the chart. I'm going to Tommy it. Dude, look at this broken parabola. And then we zoom in and we look at this structure, the diagonal right here. Like, this is not good. This is really not good.
Why is Dime up 90%?
I mean, while BNB is looking like not good, I think there are things that look like way worse. Like I mean, obviously BNB is not looking great, but like, you know, it's still like trading above its 21 cycle all-time highs. I mean, it's pretty all right there.
Yeah, that's fair. It just feels like it has a lot to give.
Like, I think if you're gonna look at like stuff like Cardano, that looks way worse.
Oh, well, Cardano never looked good. That's the difference.
Or like, well, let's look at Sol, right? Like Sol looks way worse than BNB. And that's
Why is Dime up 90% today?
I don't know. I just saw it. I was like, why is Dime up 90%? I don't even know why I have it on my watch list. But
I thought you said 9%.
No, 90.
Then I looked at the chart. I'm like, what the hell is it?
What is Dime again? I don't even remember. It's probably just a request that I charted for one of the guys in the Discord.
Wait, Dime?
Dime is up 90% today.
Crime of the day.
No.
That is the crime of the day, man. Like, what?
Wait.
Full port Dime now.
Wait. There's another chart for this. Where is the full history on this thing?
No, that's it, bro.
That's it.
That looks like it.
Yeah.
That's the full.
Wait, did I ever play this thing? I can't remember. Were we playing this way back in the day?
It is like a Wabi token.
Yeah.
What?
You gotta ask
This was
Wabi.
down 99%.
I remember this.
Like a day ago.
Listen, you guys were bullish on Dimension, and then you went to that East conference or
Yeah.
something, and then all of you came back and you were like, modularity goes to 0. Middle is 11.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
hilarious. I remember that.
Like that was when it launched. Like there
Dude,
was that
what?
small
Like, this
spike
is
up.
crime. Like, who did this?
There's been a bunch of crime on the modularity coins. Like somebody already pointed out in the comments, Nillion dropped 50% yesterday.
Oh, that's great. That's really,
Great.
really fantastic
great.
news. Wow, what a great project.
scam.
Wow, super exciting.
Absolute scam.
So thankful for
Super
the
exciting.
opportunities presented. Yeah, it's great. Beautiful.
You got seeded, all right.
Yeah,
You got implanted.
bunch of
What about
fucking
Monad?
criminals,
How do we
man.
feel about Monad?
You can't even chart it on here, can you yet?
I bought
No.
a little bit on Coinbase today
What is this?
for the ICO pre-sale. There's some pre-market, pre-listing trading going on, but it's not real. But I think it launches in like a month or so. I'll say if we get the whoosh, everything pukes, and this thing launches in like a month or so, it might be good timing.
Could be good timing.
It might be good timing. And apparently the team allocation and the venture capital tokens are locked up for at least a year.
But they said that about Dime, Louis. So
And
here,
they did say
Here-
that.
Here's the thing with that is, at least with Dime, is they let the guys who had their locked Dime, they let them stake it and nuke their rewards every time they got rewards, which was daily.
Gotcha.
So just make sure that's not part of the thing.
And base tokens probably launching around December 17th.
that could be a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got like Monad and Base kind of launch around the same time. Coinbase doing their first token pre-sale for Monad on Coinbase, which is pretty interesting. So I pretty much just matched my airdrop. Whatever my airdrop was going to be, I just kind of matched it because just looking at it as like kind of like a free shot.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, the timing might be good or it might be horrible. I don't know. We'll see how the next month plays out or the next couple weeks.
They're really trying to hold ETH up here. Really trying.
I'd
mean-
be shocked if we don't gap down within the week. I really would. I said that this morning at like 90K for the record as well. This is not just me like bottom posting, but yeah, I think this market is loading, Bitcoin specifically, a very large flush on leverage because we haven't had it yet.
We haven't had anything yet.
Shout out Tommy. Tommy's been fucking predicting this for a long time. So shout out to him.
Did you see what the Fed Lisa Cook said this morning?
What?
No.
She literally came out and warned that high valuations in stocks, corporate bonds, housing, and leveraged loans increase the risk of a sharp market decline. I mean,
What?
literally said that. She
When I see
highlighted liquidity
fire, I
risk.
rush in with a gasoline.
She literally,
Literally, that's her.
How many put contracts do you own?
Yeah.
Well, I was told all the Fed speakers would be bullish.
And how many UVixie contracts are you long?
I thought they don't look at the market.
Yeah, I thought the market
May
didn't
it be
matter.
in your best interest that the VIX get repriced to the upside?
Insane. We have Fed speakers all week, and I don't. If she set a precedent, then that's not great. But
Not great for who?
well, it'll be fine for
Be
me.
over levered.
You.
You think it's a coincidence that SQQQ did a stock split today?
So did you?
I thought about that too, Louis, because UVixie did as well.
Right? Like, what are the odds of that?
Well, I just wonder if it had something to do with like how quickly volatility moved in both directions today.
the ultimate right there.
I've actually been returning to my roots. I've actually been watching a little Ben Cohen. Even he, like everyone's been saying, he's been right, which he's been pretty spot on for the last couple of years. Even he didn't really see like this happening.
Yeah.
So, like, It's just a new paradigm. But we'll adapt. We'll adapt.
Hyperliquid's so strong, man.
Yeah, like, are they going to puke it? I feel like it has to, right? It doesn't have to.
I mean, I feel like the market can't bottom until Hyperliquid pukes. Just business.
Give the whoosh.
Just let it go. Whoever's holding that thing up, just let it go.
When the VIX broke above, I mean, basically like the last two big VIX spikes we had happened after it broke the previous high. So like the swing high.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd imagine when the VIX gets back above like 28 or 29, assuming that that's going to happen, you're probably going to get your spike.
All right, that's the end of the show. We're at time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Market Check today. Reminder that we do these shows all throughout the week: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Sorry, Tommy. I have to stop it. This is the exact problem, right? Like, people can get liquidated thousands of times, then they somehow magically, sort of call the top, and suddenly they are gods. Just, I mean, Peter is probably joking, but like, lots of people are not.
Well, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm not, and I have no comment. Back to you, Tommy.
Sorry, Tommy.
No, I thought that comment was funny. I got a kick out of it as you, or like before you highlighted it. But yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you guys can check Market Check. Our typical start time is around 11:15 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, make sure to tune in for Market Talk, hosted by the legendary King Wabi. That is an X Spaces through the Because Bitcoin account, as well as King Wabi's account. So make sure to stay following and subscribed to both of those so you can be notified, not just when we schedule those spaces, but of course, also when we go live. They've been great, though. If you guys have tuned into the spaces for the last few weeks, we've had some really amazing speakers. We had 3,000 live viewers at one point, or live listeners rather, at one point earlier this week when Peter Schiff came on, and the debate has just been very lively. So check it out. It's a great way to finish up your day. And you can check out everybody on the panel on those spaces, as well as the market volatility continues to heat up. But yeah, we won't do any shills today with the market this red. But hopefully we see you guys tomorrow to end the week. It has been a volatile last few weeks. We'll see if things calm down or if they're getting ready to heat up even more. Regardless, we're going to be here to cover it for you on Market Check and at Because Bitcoin. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, stay safe.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal,